Something felt wrong, but no one said a word.
A quiet room, a warning unheard.
Smiles too tight, a laugh too forced.
Every instinct said,
Change your course. The vibes were off.
The lights were low.
We missed the signs. We should have known. The vibes were off. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, The Vibes Were Off. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Meg.
And we are here to tell you the survival story of Ashley Reeves.
Ooh, okay, I like the last name Reeves.
Yes, let's get into it. Go Keanu. To tell you our survivor story, we have to start at the beginning. Trigger warning for assault and the brutal attempted murder of a 17-year-old child. It's a tough one. As are all of our podcasts.
Yes.
So, trigger warning for everything.
For everything.
Ashley Reeves was born in 1989 and raised in a small town in Illinois. It's called Millstadt.
Is it close to Chicago?
I have no idea. But it's Millstadt. So it's a fun looking word.
Yeah.
But it was a safe neighborhood and small enough that everyone knew each other, and small town gossip was rampant. Love the small towns.
Honestly, yeah. After growing up in big towns, I kind of wish.
Right.
I had to experience
that. I want it. Yes. Her parents, Michelle and Tracy, were supportive, loving, and they had another daughter, her younger sister, Casey. Sweet.
Casey.
Sisters. Terrible when you're growing up, but amazing once they get into adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked out okay.
Yeah.
Ashley had a long-term boyfriend, Jeremy, who was so in love with her. That high school relationship where it's the love of your life and you can't imagine ever loving anyone else as much as you love them.
We've all been there.
Yes, first loves. They had dated most of high school and were making plans to spend forever together. He gave her a little promise ring. So cute.
I love love.
It's great. This is a good love. This is a good one.
I was like, I hope it lasts.
on Jeremy's end.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They really just had a typical, boring, but safe life in Illinois, right?
That's when problems start.
That's exactly.
People get a little too bored.
Right, get a little too complacent. Stuff starts happening. That was until April 27th, 2006. Oh, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to her family, Ashley had been having a relationship with Sam Shelton. Now you'll notice, that's not Jeremy.
So they knew about Jeremy.
They knew about Jeremy.
But they did not know about this
Didn't
other
know
boy.
about Sam. No. It's
Yikes.
because it wasn't an actual relationship, as Ashley was 17 and Sam was a 26-year-old middle school teacher and baseball coach. Yeah.
No.
Disgusting.
Excuse me for the throw up noise, but that's what it makes me feel.
Disgusting. And that I'm not going to acknowledge that that's a true relationship. That's grooming and disgusting.
No wonder they didn't know about it, because you weren't in a relationship with him, because he's a grown man.
Right. While this might technically be legal in Illinois, which is disgusting and gross that he knew the law well enough, it'll come out. He has done this before to underage women.
Yeah.
They're girls.
It doesn't shock me. Wait, so she was 17?
She was 17. But they've known each other for years.
And he was a teacher.
At her middle school.
Right.
Right.
Oh, no.
I'm going to say allegedly, because I don't want to get in trouble, but he clearly groomed this child and used his position as a teacher to pursue her into a situation she wasn't comfortable with. Shortly before she was attacked, they began their sexual relationship. Spoiler alert, he's a monster in every sense of the word.
Okay, now that you're talking about it a little bit, I do think I remember this case, but let's see. Let's see if it's what I'm thinking of.
Let's get back into it. The first time they had sex was in the back of her mom's SUV after they went to a Mardi Gras party together. So really romantic.
This 26-year-old man is like, you know what's really romantic? You pick me up in your mom's car and drive me around, and then we'll bang in the back.
Yeah. They're just going to have a party. The vibes were good, I guess.
I hate him. I hate him so much already.
No, he's the worst.
Already.
Yeah. We can't be sure of anything else, though, as Ashley doesn't remember and Shelton only confessed to one sexual encounter. So do with that what you will. I would like to say he also stressed in his later police confessions that they never kissed. It's a real Pretty Woman situation. He's like, yeah, we had sex once, but I never actually kissed her, so
that makes it
no
okay.
crime. Yeah.
Right, it wasn't actually romantic, okay?
No, he said this over and over. Like never
it was
kissed.
like it was gonna be like it meant something.
Right. Like, officer,
Honestly,
we never
that's
kissed.
worse.
Yeah.
You just treated her like a piece of meat with like
Right.
no affection.
Yep.
That's gross.
It's disgusting. Okay, but that brings us to April 27th. Ashley brought her little sister home from school and then told her mom she was going to a job interview and that she would be home before her 10 o'clock curfew. Just dropping her sister off and like, I'm gonna go for a job interview, but I'll be back in the next 6 hours.
But she was obviously lying about where she was
Right.
going.
Yes.
Okay.
As
Yeah,
most
so
teenagers do.
What job interview is going to take until 10 p.m.?
Right. She borrowed her boyfriend Jeremy's car, and according to her friends, she went to a park to play basketball with Sam Shelton. Now remember, he's a basketball coach. So I guess they thought it was on the up and up. She was like, nah, I'm going for coaching. Definitely
Right.
no sex going on.
It's not weird. We're just playing basketball.
Right.
But then again, though, like if you're going to go play basketball and it's all innocent, why not just tell your mom where you're going?
Right. And you remember, he said they only had sex once.
Right. And that
wasn't the time.
Right.
Don't believe it.
It just doesn't make any sense. And also, why borrow? You just borrow your mom's car.
Yeah.
Why are you borrowing your boyfriend's car?
Right.
To go and like cheat on him.
Yeah, because Jeremy was a sweetheart and was like, I love you more than anything, whatever you need.
That's sad.
Yeah. Hours would go by and Ashley would not return home. Her curfew came and went and she wasn't back or answering her phone. They point out that this is so unusual for her. She's a teenage girl.
Yeah.
Like, she has her phone in her hand.
In the early 2000s.
Right.
We
24/7. We had
those.
the pink Razor phone that flipped open.
Right, and you're not going anywhere
Right.
without it.
No.
And we're constantly on them, even though you had to like take forever to send one text because you had to press the 5 times to get to the letter that you needed.
Those were the good old days. But it was so shocking to her mother that she immediately called the police.
Oh, I would too.
She was like, no, this isn't anything
This
good.
is not right.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
Something
well, in
happened.
her mind too, she thinks she's coming from a job interview. She probably thought she was going to be home earlier than what she said. So the fact that she's still not home.
Yep. And Ashley has never missed a curfew in her entire life.
Yeah.
She's a responsible girl.
Well, and I'm sure, Jeremy. I'm sure he was also like, where the hell's my car?
I got to go to school tomorrow.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
Lieutenant Mike Hundelt would later tell news media that he never treated the case as a typical runaway and said it was the tone of her mother, Michelle, that convinced him something was horribly wrong.
that's a good mom.
This is a good mama, but good on you because
And him. Yeah. To not
most
be
of the time, like,
she's a teenager.
she's 17, she'll be back.
right.
But if they would have waited at all, she would not be our survivor in this story.
Yeah. Oof.
With no time wasted, everyone spread out to find her. They rallied the troops. We're at, 10, 11, midnight. They're out looking for her.
That's amazing. That's that small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to find her. Her mother jumped in her SUV with Casey in the passenger seat. Michelle had printed out the phone records. Remember how you used to have to print things out? Mm-hmm. R.I.P. MapQuest. Loved MapQuest. From Ashley's phone and proceeded to call all of the numbers on the list. While she was driving, going down the road, looking for her, calling numbers and be like, hey, who are you? Are you with my daughter?
I mean, unsafe. But
a mama's
just
going to
so
do
frantic
what she had
to
to
find
do.
her.
Yep.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing.
But one number dominated the list. There was no name associated with it, though.
That's odd.
Shady. And it wasn't like a spam call. This
Right.
is someone they're
That
talking
wasn't
to.
really happening back then.
Right.
As
Oh,
much.
those were
Yeah.
the good old days. Michelle called the number and the man on the other side answered and told her that he didn't know where Ashley was, but he was busy and had to get back to his date and he had to go, and he hung up on her.
Did he say who he was?
No, he did not say who he was. He didn't even let her get it out. He was like, who are you? I don't know who that is. Bye.
You don't know who it is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She's called you multiple times tonight.
Yes.
And you
Red
don't.
flags are waving. Like, Mama's like, okay, this is it.
Yeah. And the fact, too, he's like, already it sounds like almost establishing an alibi. Like, I'm on a date right now.
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
busy.
Police, on the other hand, were bringing in Ashley's family and friends to the station. They're getting down to it. Poor Jeremy got the worst treatment because they were like, he's the boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
It was your truck.
Right.
She's missing. Like, the story she gave was a lie. She was probably with you.
Yep. He was grilled for hours on his whereabouts and their relationship. Though according to the investigators working her case, he was ruled out pretty quickly as it was very apparent that Jeremy loved Ashley so much. And he was also at a musical gig with his uncle the night before.
He had a good alibi.
So he was out of the town.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Okay. It makes a little more sense now that he would be like, yeah, sure, borrow my car.
Right.
I'm not even there.
Yeah. But just, he said, there's some video of it in his interrogation room, and he's just sobbing. And he's like, I love her. Please find her.
Right. And I'm sure they're not being kind to him.
Oh, no. Well, because he's a big guy. He's like really tall and stocky. And they were like, what did you do to her?
Yeah. I mean, that's the first place you go. So.
But while digging, the investigators asked him about Sam, because everybody, turns out, knew and loved Sam, this teacher. So cool. Everybody wanted to be his friend. But Jeremy actually told him there was no way Sam could ever hurt her. He was such a great guy. Everyone loved him. He could not do this.
I'm assuming no one knew what was really going on with him and...
Right. Yep. But his name, Sam's name, kept coming up again and again when Ashley's girlfriends chimed in.
That's, again, red flag.
Right.
For him to keep brought up in this situation.
Like, why is everyone okay with you hanging out with this teacher like that?
Right.
And turns out...
They do know that they're friends.
They know that
it's
they're friends.
Weird.
But the other girls are kind of upset that she's getting the attention. He's an attractive, quote unquote. I don't think so. But to teenagers, he's an attractive teacher. He's young. He's athletic.
And he's an authority figure.
And they all wanted to have that spot.
You remember, right? Having a crush on a teacher or like a coach or something. It's always the history
teacher slash coach.
Yeah. I get
exactly. But this one just took a deadly turn. So Sam was finally brought in for questioning after he was spotted at a baseball practice. So he actually came in. There's video of his interrogation too, in his baseball uniform, looking like an idiot.
Yeah, no, he probably thinks he's so cool.
Yeah, no, he went in and it was like, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm just going about my normal life.
Right. I'm 26 years old. Why would I be with a 17-year-old?
Right. There was not a single ounce of remorse or even concern. Like, even if you don't know this person, this is a child that's missing.
Right. And he's like, I don't know. Like, why would I even?
I don't have time for that.
Why would I know? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm busy doing adult things and going on dates.
I'm a coach.
Ugh.
So he was questioned for hours and didn't give up much. But even one little string is all they needed to start unraveling this puzzle.
Tell me.
Yeah. After initially denying knowing her at all, because, like, what a fucking idiot.
Be like, we brought you in here because multiple people have told us that you're friends with this girl. Like,
I imagine him just like covering his eyes and being like, I've never seen her. Like,
that's the dumbest place to start.
Yep. He started slowly admitting to the relationship. At first, it was just the admission of seeing each other in passing. Then it was just playing basketball a few times. Like,
But again,
spit it out.
I don't believe you because you went from I don't even know who that is to, oh yeah, we used to play basketball together.
Right. Mm-hmm. After some great police work, he admits that they did have sex once, but that's it. Because after the sex, Shelton alleges that Ashley became obsessed with him.
Right. We're going to blame the child.
Right. I'm going to hear her phone records beg to differ.
Oh.
Almost all of the calls were incoming from him.
Yeah.
She didn't make any outgoing calls to him.
Right.
It was a constant barrage. He was grooming her.
Right.
Of calls.
Mm-hmm. I want to know how long it was going on.
We'll get to it.
Okay, perfect.
During a break in the interrogation, Shelton went out into the main room and just so happened to run into a man he knew from a Boy Scout function. Lieutenant Steve Johnson, who, fun fact, later went on to become the police chief, was grabbing a coffee and they recognized each other. Johnson asked to take over the interrogation.
That seems like a conflict of interest.
You would think, but this actually, he's a good guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We like him.
Yeah,
okay.
we like him.
Good.
He was like, talking to his detectives and they're like, did he give up anything? And they're like, we didn't really get much out of him. He's like, give me a minute.
Let me try.
He said, hold my
Because he's going to think I'm his friend and I
Exactly.
might be able to get more.
It was only about 20 minutes later and Sam had confessed to killing Ashley.
Oh, dang.
Yep.
He's good at his job.
He is. That's why he's police chief.
Oh, my gosh.
It only took a few mentions of Sam's mother and grandmother for him to crumble. And this detective knew that. That's why he's like, I got him. He's a mommy's bitch. We're going to get him. And 20 minutes later, they did. He admitted to everything. He asked if he could show the police what they did. So they loaded him up and brought him out to Citizens Park.
Okay.
They were like, sure, you killed her. Okay, just bring us to her body, I guess.
Oh, okay, because she's still missing.
She's still missing, but he's like, I killed her. I'll bring you to her body.
So he thinks that he has killed her.
100%.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. He's like, I
He
killed her.
confessed to the murder.
Yep.
Okay.
But he didn't give any details. He just
Okay.
said, you're right. I did kill her.
So, but they didn't really have any evidence or anything to go on. So he must have just been like really smart in getting him to fess up to that somehow.
Yeah. Well, they kind of figured it out. Like, this guy is shady.
Right.
He's
They knew
calling
he
her a
probably
lot.
had something to do with it.
Right.
But that must have been shocking for him to
Yeah.
just like be like, I did it.
Well, he was talking and he said, your mother and grandmother would want you to tell the truth. And he was like, I know. He actually asked to go home to confess to his mommy. To which they said, no.
No. But good to know you're going to confess.
Yeah, and he was like, but I just have to tell them they're not here and I want them to be here. And the detective said, well, they're not here with you, but if you think about it, all of the lessons and the teaching they gave you, they're in your heart and in your head, so they're kind of with you. He was like, oh, you're right, I killed her. Like, literally, that's how it happened.
That's wild.
He is a bitch. I can't imagine. Like,
Yeah.
I can't
mean,
believe
for you to prey upon
Right.
young girls, there's got to be something wrong
he's
with
a
you.
total loser.
Yeah. You're not getting girls your age, obviously. Or maybe he was, but he's sick.
Yeah. So Shelton led them around in circles for about half an hour, seemingly getting lost quite a few times. So this is a huge wooded area. Acres and acres and acres. Massive. So he had a little bit of trouble remembering where he left Ashley's body. Further complicating the recovery process, he admitted to putting leaves and branches over her so that she would be harder to find. Because he's a monster and didn't want her to be found.
Right. Well, at least not for a little while.
Right.
But what was his plan here? He just went about his life. And went
yeah.
to baseball practice. And
It was going to hope
went
they
on a
never
date.
found her and never linked them together. That's wild. I will say there was only a small chance anyone would have ever found her body had he not led them to her. So I guess
we have that.
One tiny point in his corner.
Yeah. Not even in that police officer's
Right.
corner.
Yes, absolutely. Because the police officer said they probably would never have found her.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have gone to that park in the first place. Even if they were canvassing, she was so far in there, it would have been hard.
Right.
Just at the scene here, this is April in Illinois. So it's cold, it's raining, and there were bugs and creatures everywhere. This is a heavily dense forest. It's 2 a.m. at this point, and you can't see your hand in front of your face. It's so dark.
Yeah.
So they're looking around, and finally an investigator swings his flashlight over her body. He calls for more light and help, and the police gather around her. There's body cam footage of this. If you have a strong stomach, it's on YouTube. It is disturbing.
Yeah.
Disturbing footage. So they're all gathered around her. They're looking at her. They're not touching her. They're just kind of like surveying the scene around her.
Right. Because I'm sure she looks like she's dead.
Yep. So she's laying on her back with her arms like bent at the wrist and up by her face, and her neck is bent at an unnatural angle.
Oh my gosh.
So it is terrible. But to everyone's surprise, they see her chest rise. And then her eyes start moving. Her eyes are open. They start moving.
Oh my gosh.
She's
probably seeing the lights around her.
Yeah. So they start freaking out.
Right.
They're screaming, "She's alive. She's alive." Shouts go out for help in an ambulance as they take their coats off to cover her and make her comfortable.
So there wasn't an ambulance
No, because
around?
it was a body recovery.
I don't know, but you're only going off somebody. I don't know. I would have had an ambulance ready, but
Yeah. But she's out there cold. So they just like throw everything on her.
right.
They finally get EMTs out there, but the EMTs told investigators they doubted she would even make it out of the woods.
Ugh.
That's how bad it was. But not only did she make it out of the woods, she made it to the hospital.
Yay.
At the hospital, she was diagnosed with a broken neck and injuries consistent with strangulation. She had a severe traumatic brain injury, severe exposure, and dehydration with hundreds to 1,000 bug bites.
Wow.
She had lied helplessly paralyzed on the ground of the forest for over 30 hours.
That's
30 hours.
It's incredible that
With
she
a
made
broken
it.
neck on the ground,
That's
covered in
wild.
leaves. It's a miracle that she's alive.
Yeah.
And just all the bug bites, we'll come back to it, but she almost died from the bug bites because she got infections from them, which caused sepsis and severe fevers
Wow.
just from bug bites. Well, because she can't move. She's
right.
paralyzed.
To like get them off of her. Yeah.
So snakes were biting her,
just anything that's
spiders.
out there. Yeah.
Yep. Sam was shocked to see that she was alive. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Oops.
Oh, wait. Like, wait a second. But his first question to investigators was, quote, "Do you think she can hear anything?" Unquote. That's what he said in the police footage. Do you think she can hear anything?
Why does he want to know if she can hear anything?
I don't know, but it's disturbing.
That's odd.
Yep.
And it's odd, like, once that they were like, oh my, she's alive, that, like, he was still near enough.
Right. He was quickly arrested and transported back to the police station for another formal statement. So I did watch the entire confession, and I'm going to do my best to break it down to you now.
Okay.
It was satisfying to watch because he's busted.
He looks like an idiot.
Yep, and he's stupid. Shelton described how he and Ashley had met up at a park at 4 p.m. on the 27th. He describes driving around a lot, making frequent turns and U-turns, claiming they were arguing the whole time. So they're just riding around, arguing. Okay. He said that she wanted to have sex, but he declined.
Right.
Doubt
I'm
it.
Sure, that's what happened.
Doubt it. But apparently that made her mad, and they argued. Shelton said he got so mad that he wanted to, quote, throw her out of the car and get rid of her. That's what he said. He was so mad at her. So he pulled over to the side of the road, walked over to the passenger side of his shitty 2004 Mustang. He had a Mustang Shelby, so do with that what you will.
That tracks.
Yeah. Ripped her door open, unbuckled, like reached over her, unbuckled her seatbelt, and tried to drag her out of the car. He claims that she was fighting and resisting, quote unquote, and that he just wanted her gone. It is important to note that this coward had not one mark on him. Not a scratch mark, not a red spot, nothing.
Right. But he had to use that much force on her to get her out.
Yep. He gripped her by the neck in a wrestling chokehold. Oh shit, I forgot to tell you. This middle school teacher, baseball coach, wannabe basketball player also moonlights as an amateur wrestler.
Gross.
You know what he calls himself?
Tell me.
The teacher.
Gross.
Super creative. I know. They're actually, his wrestling videos are on YouTube as well.
I will immediately be looking those up after this.
He's not good,
No.
but he did know some wrestling moves.
Right. That he used on a 17-year-old to
Little
get
girl.
her
Yes.
out of his car. Allegedly.
Because she was so angry that he turned her down for sex that she got violent.
Right. That he was afraid for his life.
Yes. Yep. As he was yanking Ashley out of the car, he said he heard a loud pop and she went limp. So he broke her neck with his hands.
On
like
accident.
his arm. Yep.
It was a total accident.
No, he was worried for himself. He said he freaked out immediately and didn't know what to do. So he stuffed the top half of her unconscious body back into the car as her feet had never left the car. Her feet were still in the car, which doesn't make sense. If you're strangling somebody, trying to get them out of the car, he's much bigger than her.
Right.
It wouldn't have
been that hard.
Her feet and legs did not leave that car, is what he said. I think he's too stupid to know that's like,
That's pretty impossible.
Reached over from the driver's side and did the wrestling hold. I don't think he ever tried to get her out of the car.
No, because it wouldn't make sense for her. Like, if you're putting that much force on her neck, like, you would have pulled her out of the car completely.
Exactly. He starts attempting to cry here, but it's such a pathetic act, nobody would ever believe he's actually remorseful. There was no tears. It was just like a...
like, hands over the eyes.
Yep, exactly.
Sobbing because you can't come up with any tears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he was so upset that he heard the pop. That's what he's upset about. I'll get into it. Around the fake tears that he couldn't even squeeze out of his stupid eyes, he said he buckled her back into the seat because she was slumping forward and, he wanted to be safe. He says repeatedly throughout his confession that he doesn't like breaks, like bone breaks, which is a weird thing to say in your confession. He was grossed out.
It grossed him out.
That he broke her neck.
You just murdered her and it's icky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He actually said he was upset that her neck was broken because it made him uncomfortable.
Also, though, you're a wrestler, right? You're trying to be a wrestler, and you play sports.
Yeah,
but
he was
icky.
upset.
Oh,
it made him uncomfy. He's uncomfortable.
I hate him so much.
Yeah. The detective was like, "Oh, could you see like the bones coming through the back of her neck? Is that why you were so upset?" And he said, "No. I just knew it was broken." Like,
okay,
whatever, dude.
Honestly, if you even think that you might have broken, I don't know. My first thought would be like, let's go to a hospital.
Right. Okay. Thanks for saying that. It was at this time that he said he contemplated taking her to the hospital.
He thought about it.
He did, which is like, that's a theme here.
What a saint.
We thought about it, but he said all fingers would point back to him. And he was sure she was already dead anyway. So like, why ruin two lives?
But if it was an accident.
No, he was like, they're going to say that I killed her. So, and I don't want to ruin my life. She's already dead. We can't bring her back, is what he said.
So let me go throw her in the middle of a park.
Right. So he kept checking for signs of life. What a loser.
I'm sure he did.
But he was so grossed out by her that he took his hat off and put it over her face and looked at her stomach to see if she was breathing.
But she was alive, so she 100% would have been breathing.
Yeah, it might have been shallow.
I'm saying he didn't check, is what I think. Yeah. Like, he should be like, I was checking just to make sure before I threw her body out.
Right.
And she wasn't alive.
But interesting, I was so grossed out that I had to like look around my hat. It was icky. Obviously he couldn't look at her face, right?
Right. That was the reason.
So he drove around for a while trying to figure out how to get rid of her body. So he's like, she's dead. Where can I put her? He drove to Citizens Park and went as far as he could with his car down a wooded path. But when he couldn't go any further, he checked and looked around and drug her body out of the car and dropped her. He said he just dropped her on the ground, like flopped her down. He left her there to go move his car to the parking lot. Then he came back. And he noted that she hadn't moved while he was gone. So there's another indicator to him that she was dead.
I also, just from how they found her body and like the arm position, to me that seems like somebody trying to like get him off of her neck. So your story of it being like a quick break, it happened so quick, like that doesn't really make any sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you are on the right path.
Perfect.
So he grabbed her under the arms and drug her deep into the tree line. He noticed a creek and briefly contemplated throwing her in, but at the last second he decided that he couldn't do that.
That he couldn't do.
Right. You don't
Everything else,
like, because that would make sense if you're trying to ditch a body.
Right.
Water.
Right.
But no,
But no,
couldn't do it.
he's a decent person. He couldn't bring himself to that.
So after taking a short break, because he was tired, dragging all 100 pounds of her through the forest. But he continued to drag her deeper. He eventually tossed her down on the ground face down with like no remorse, right? Just threw her to the ground again. Took his belt off of his waist, wrapped it around Ashley's neck,
No.
and strangled her.
Okay. I fully believe now he may have like broken her neck, or he did whatever he did to her and she like passed out, but he 100% knew that she was still alive.
Yep. Yeah, because why would you strangle her if you knew she was dead?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. And like you go from this, I was looking for signs of life to like help her. And like
Right.
maybe, but she was just very, very dead. That was apparent. So then why did you
But now strangling her again.
why did you feel the need to like just make sure if you were so certain that you had to drag her all the way out there
Right.
and dispose of her body?
Yep. He says of this, quote, I had to turn my head because I heard a gurgle and saw spit and like foam coming from her mouth. She was a sick color. I couldn't look. But she's face down.
Right.
So
How
that
could
doesn't
you
make sense.
Right. How could you see all of that? Also, you have a very weak stomach.
Right? For this like badass dude.
Right.
Which is what he portrays to people. What he could do though was put his foot on her back. He stood on her back, gaining more leverage to strangle her. He did this until the belt broke.
So that's probably what snapped her neck.
I wouldn't, I wonder if he took her into the trees and she was walking.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Because
let's go out
how
here.
far they were back.
Right.
Or even like had threatened her.
Yes.
In some way.
Yep.
To like get her out there and then killed her.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
what I think. That makes a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah.
He then turned her body over to make sure she was dead. Whatever.
But you were so certain before.
Yeah. He put part of the belt back around her neck again when he thought he saw her breathing. So the belt's broken, but he took the longer end and put it
Wrapped
back
it
around
again.
her throat. So he's had many times to stop.
Right.
Like, okay, stop
And he also
killing her.
like he has contradicted himself
Right.
more than once in this confession.
So once he was done choking her again, he noticed her sick color and that her tongue was hanging out of her mouth. But to make sure, he put his ear to her mouth and listened for a while. He goes into some pretty graphic detail for just having such a weak stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you go from like it being an accident and
Right.
you panicking
To like
to you
full murder.
right? Like methodically strangling her and assessing her and all of this stuff. So like you're making yourself look terrible right now.
Yeah, 100%. Once he was happy that she was actually dead this time, he gathered tree branches and leaves to make a crude burial site for her. After he was satisfied with his work, he, quote, ran like a bat out of hell out of the forest and said he was so lucky that he ran right back to his car. He says, I don't know how I made it. Like it was just something guiding me through the forest.
Can you believe
back
my
to my
luck?
car? Right. It's like divine intervention.
And then he went on a date.
No, he said there was no way he should have been able to get out as quickly as he did.
Well, good on
it's
him.
Like wants a pat on the back or a
Right.
cookie or something. I don't get it.
It's very important for him to add to the story.
Right. He then proceeded to drive around until there was nobody around him. And then once he was alone, like in the car, like nobody to witness, he threw his belt out of the car window And he doesn't know where he threw it.
I mean, you probably could have just left that in the forest.
Right. I thought, yeah.
Like,
Anyway. He's not the smartest card in the deck.
Obviously not.
Very shortly after this attack, he actually texted another young girl and made plans to go on a date with her. He spent the night dancing and drinking while Ashley clung to life alone in the woods.
I remember that part of this.
Yeah, no, he went to the country bar.
Yeah.
And he was like line dancing, and there's actually footage of him line dancing that night.
Right. Like,
He looks
not
great.
a care in the world.
He's drinking, no problems.
Right.
Doesn't even look tired. Probably because he got out of the forest so quick.
So quickly, yeah.
When he led the cops to her body 30 hours later, he would say he was freaked out by her shoe being off. So he was like, I was like, her shoe was off, man.
I didn't leave her like that.
That's what he said.
And for you to be like, but like to pay that much attention.
Right.
That's kind of creepy.
Oh, yeah. He said her shoes were on when I left her. And he was like freaking out because he's like, I broke her neck. There's no way she moved.
Right. So who was out here touching her?
Yeah, which I think has a simple explanation of animals.
Yeah.
I think she's out there for 30 hours.
Right. Trying to get to her skin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And he actually said that he will never forget seeing her shoes by her head. I'll never forget it. Those shoes.
That's what he'll never forget. It'll
Those
haunt his
shoes
dreams.
freak me out. Just
Not
like the one
brutally murdering her for an hour, probably at least.
Not the girl that has her neck bent at an unnatural angle.
Right.
No, you're looking just to the right at the shoes.
Those shoes.
Oh, never
Creepy.
forget it.
Chills.
So he actually thought she had tried to get away. And he was like freaked out. He's like, how did that happen? But again, she was completely paralyzed and at the mercy of nature.
Yeah.
Right. Shelton, however, was upset because, quote, he was trying to avoid all of this and that now he'll never get to do what he loves, teach.
Dang. Why'd she have to
He
survive?
was so close.
How rude of her.
Right.
He was just trying to put her out of her misery and just
well,
kill her
listen.
quickly. And, how unfortunate for her to have sat there for 30 hours.
Like, he's like, you got
Clinging
me.
to
I
life.
made a mistake. But why ruin 2 lives? I could still teach. I'm a good teacher. The children need me.
The children need me.
Think of the children.
Oh my
Not the one that's dead on the ground, but think of
No.
the other children. Once he was done detailing his crime, he had a few requests of Investigator Johnson.
Of course he did.
Because he's in the position to make requests.
Right. Well, and he thinks they're like buddies, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hey, bro. He asked the police to go clean out his car, that shitty Mustang, and throw away all of the grizzly cans, like the dip, as his mother was probably going to take custody of his car and she didn't know he dipped.
Oh my gosh, well.
And he doesn't want mommy to find out.
Wouldn't want her to think less of you.
Like, who cares that you're a literal murderer? Is the dip.
Yeah.
Can you take the dip cans out of my car,
Yeah,
please?
she wouldn't be able to forgive that.
She would be so
Well,
upset.
because that affects her little baby and his health.
No, he just brutally murdered a little girl, but it's tobacco.
Yeah.
It's the devil.
Oh my god. What were his other requests? I
Thank you
gotta
for
know.
asking. He was also very concerned about where he would be sleeping for the night. So Johnson told him that he would probably be in a holding cell, to which Shelton asked for a private bathroom, because this is the Ritz, as he has a bladder issue and can't pee in front of others.
Oh, he's pee shy.
Womp, womp. Like,
I guess you're gonna be holding it then.
I got a bad story for you, brother.
Oh no, you're gonna hate prison.
You're going to hate it. I'm going to say the worst sentence that I've said so far, which is brutal. He actually said he would be miserable if he didn't get his own bathroom to pee alone.
Okay. Get a grip on reality. Well,
There's
that just shows you like
no
how
reality.
out of touch he is. That he still thinks that like his life is more important.
He just detailed the brutal murder of this girl. And he's like, but can I have my own bathroom?
Right. Like, I get it. I'm going to jail. But,
I get pee shy.
right. But I'm going to need my own bathroom.
No, the investigator laughed at him and was like, I'll ask, but probably not.
Probably not, sir.
Like,
Probably
That's
not going to
ridiculous.
happen.
I hope he didn't ask. I hope he was like, get
Yeah.
this guy with the most people possible.
Right.
One toilet for 50. That's it. Now, meanwhile, Ashley was in a medically induced coma to try to get the swelling in her brain to go down. Doctors didn't know at this time if she would survive or be in a vegetative state for the rest of her life. After a while, she was able to be brought out of the sedation, and her family prepared for the worst. Her sister Casey remembers it as being an awful time in their lives, and seeing her sister in a bed lying so still in a room that looked too big and too empty. It was just overwhelming.
I don't know if I would be able to go into the room if you were like that. Like, I don't know
Right.
if I would have the strength to
No,
see
it's
you like
the worst.
that.
Well, and because I imagine it, we've had many conversations where I'm like, if I'm in a vegetative state, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I don't want to live.
But I'm
like
not
that.
making that.
Right, but
I'm
you
not making
have
that
to.
decision. No,
you
no.
have to.
No.
Don't let me live like a vegetable.
Well, but you don't know though if like they're gonna
Right.
wake up. Like if there
This
was
is-
any glimmer of hope, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because this is still very early on.
Right.
Right. But after many sleepless nights, her mother started to notice that Ashley was tracking their voices and responding to questions. So began months and months of painful, intense physical therapy. She woke up, but she had to relearn everything. And I mean everything.
Right.
From breathing on her own to talking and walking.
Eating everything.
Yep. Her mother actually kept a diary. She said she was like a newborn again. So she documented
Like
this
her
is
first
her
word,
first
first steps.
Yes.
Oh my
100%.
gosh.
Yep. While she was recovering though, Shelton, that motherfucker, was released on $1 million bail that his mommy paid. Sorry, everyone. Makes me very angry.
Did she?
Yep. And he was ordered to house arrest with the mom and the grandma.
Well, he needed his own bathroom. Okay, she couldn't let him just
His
hold
bladder
it the whole
couldn't
time.
take it. It's so frustrating. But he was out and about while she was fighting for her life in the hospital.
Disgusting.
He was originally charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of aggravated kidnapping. Should have been more in there, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone involved in the case wanted to make sure he paid the full price for his crimes, but they were acutely aware of Ashley's mental and physical state, which would be a problem. As a result of her attack, she had short and long-term memory issues. She didn't and still doesn't remember the few days leading up to her attack or the following couple of weeks after.
But he confessed.
Right.
Like, yes, having her testimony would be helpful, but just because he injured her so badly that she
Right.
can't testify against him, like, that shouldn't be
It shouldn't.
a
but it
reward
does.
in his favor.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Which is crazy. And I put in here, like, make Meg tell you the story of when she passed out and
Oh,
had
gosh.
short-term memory loss.
Yeah, that was just for 2 days. But,
Yeah.
well, and, like, I guess a couple days before it happened,
Yep.
and then a couple days after.
I was going to tell you that when this happened, I think it was the most upsetting thing to me that you didn't remember. We went to Taco Bell right before. I was
know,
like,
you
how do
told me.
you not remember our Taco Bell
It
date?
just happened.
Yeah, like,
And I'm over
what's
here
happening?
like, I don't even remember if I made the dance team
Yeah.
last weekend. So I
Yes.
don't know why you're so,
So
upset
upset.
about this.
Yep.
I still don't remember. It's still just a complete blank for me.
Yeah, this is a PSA that if you don't meet the minimum weight requirement to donate blood, don't donate blood.
Do not donate blood.
Does not end well.
Yeah. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it was in the Reeves family best interest for justice to be served sooner and for them not to have to draw out like a court case.
Yeah.
Right? So because of that, they said it was okay to give Sam a plea deal. He would plead guilty to 1 count of first-degree attempted murder, a deal intentionally structured so that Ashley wouldn't have to testify. He did not address the court and has still never apologized for any of his actions.
I need to know what the plea deal was, please.
Yeah, well, his mom, first, I want to say his POS mother, said that she only encouraged him to accept the deal to, quote, end the demonization of Sam, end quote.
So she was like, if this went to trial, he would totally be found like
Not
innocent
guilty,
because he didn't do this. Well,
But
maybe he did,
yeah.
but you know.
I don't want my baby to have to go through a trial where they're going to be mean to him. That sounds
This is
awful.
wild.
She maintained and still maintains that her son was a good man and that what happened with Ashley was just an accident.
Just a oopsie. Did she listen to the confession?
I don't know. Shelton's defense attorney added that, quote, the broken neck was an accident resulting from Sam trying to eject an unruly Ashley from the car after she refused to leave, end quote.
Then why did he put a belt around her neck? And okay. You know what?
My next line. No, because it's unbelievable.
Right.
Because then he didn't have a comment on the subsequent stranglings.
Right.
Didn't make a comment on those.
But what strikes me as odd is like he didn't really have to include any of that to begin with. Like he offered that information.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there was no belt.
Right.
He didn't have to tell him about the belt.
But then just like pretends like that part of the story isn't there.
Yep.
It don't make no sense.
None of this makes any sense. But he took the deal, and he's life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Oh, good.
Yes, so he'll be in there forever. In May 2006, the Reeves family filed a civil lawsuit to help cover the mounting medical expenses.
Good. I mean, mommy's got $1 million to get him out of jail.
Right. But this amazing family, they only sued for $50,000 because that's what the expenses were. And they weren't trying to become rich off of it. They just wanted to pay her medical expenses.
Right. They didn't want to be in debt for what he did to her.
Exactly. So they sued for the $50,000, but I can't find the resolution of this lawsuit anywhere. I'm hoping that means it's settled out of court.
Yeah.
And
we're going to tell ourselves that.
Yes, exactly. I hope they got every penny that they wanted.
Yeah. And more. Honestly.
And more. Yeah, exactly. Despite all of her injuries, Ashley returned to high school.
Yay.
She was elected prom queen.
You better elect her prom queen.
This is like Mean Girls with the tiara.
Everybody gets a piece of it.
Yeah, like the neck brace.
Yeah.
She's like, you did it. You survived.
You survived the bus.
Yes.
Running you over.
Right. And she graduated in 2007.
Good for her.
Ashley is now married with a family of her own and tries to stay out of the spotlight.
As I can imagine.
Which I get.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is the amazing survival tale of Ashley Reeves.
So she was able to like walk again, everything.
Yes, she's able to walk again. Her speech is a little bit slurred, but it's really sweet. She is still very friendly with all the detectives and investigators that rescued her.
Yeah.
They hang out. She was actually
so
brought back to the scene of the crime.
No.
Which she said it was healing for her. She was finally able to let it go after that. But all of the detectives came with her and helped walk her through it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she's thriving.
Good.
And fuck you, Sam.
I love a happy ending. My husband's name is Sam.
I mean, no, he's a good Sam. This is a bad Sam and a good Sam.
I'm like, I hate that his name is Sam because I hate.
Sam, if you're listening, not you.
I hate this Sam so much.
I know. All right. Well, even though the vibes were off in this story,
the vibes are always right with us. So we hope we see you soon.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Love ya. Bye. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.